Yeah, cool. Marwan Chow, and she has level 2 certification in autism movement therapy, and which enables her to work with special children. So, without further ado, I think I should let Shahidi take the class, and welcome once again.
Yeah, so I think somebody just joined, so we'll just,
Yeah, must be some one of my friends. So yeah.
yeah, so we will just wait for her to switch on her video.
Okay.
Trishka,
Right. Yeah, cool. Marwan Chow, and she has level 2 certification in autism movement therapy, and which enables her to work with special children. So, without further ado, I think I should let Shahidi take the class,
okay,
and welcome once again.
yes, so yeah. Okay, I hope everybody who's here has their videos on so that I can see you. So, okay, there's going to be people going in and coming out probably. But okay, let's just go for it. Okay. So, welcome. Thank you for joining my session. And before I kind of go into what the session is, I wanted to just ask you if you've ever heard of the term dance movement therapy. No? Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll have to kind of figure out code language. So this is yes, this is not no, this is the maybe, maybe not. Uh, yeah, I think these will do for the timing. So dance movement therapy is when, so I'm sure you've all heard of the term therapy. Yeah? Okay. Good. Yes, we're getting on to our signals. So dance therapy, dance movement therapy is when we use movement as a means of therapy. Because we believe as dance movement therapists that if our mind can affect our body, which is behavior, then if we work on our body, it can somehow affect our mind. We work on what is called the mind and body connect. We believe that the mind and the body work together like two best friends who cannot live without each other. So if I'm hurting my body, I'm hurting my mind. If I'm hurting my mind, I will hurt my body. So far clear? Okay. How are you? Are you comfortable with movement? With moving? It's not going to be like all that fancy, like full on dance kind of movement, but very simple movement. Are you comfortable moving? Can we just try maybe to move today? No, okay. Oh, okay. Who is not okay with movement? Can you just raise your hands? Okay. So for the person who's raised, can you tell me why you are afraid of moving? What?
Some restrictions because of like where I'm at right now.
A little louder?
Yeah, some restrictions because I'm in the living room right now.
Do you have space restrictions?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can try and move however little you can. We'll try. Since movement is like the basic requirement of this. The fun thing about movement therapy is that the movement comes from you. If all you want to do is wave your hands like this, that is fine. So the movement is yours. What comes from you, how you feel like moving. I'm not going to tell you like move like this, move like that. It is about you. It is what your body tells you to do. And because we are talking about mindfulness and movement, the point is we need to learn to listen to our bodies. Mindfulness is awareness of the present, of where we are in the present, of the situation we are in, and how that is affecting our body, ourselves. We are defined largely by our body. When we describe ourselves, we say Other than our personality, I'm tall, I'm very thin, which I am. I wear glasses. I have kind of frizzy hair, which I don't like. I have a very narrow waist, and I'm a good dancer. I love talking. I'm kind. So, our body is a very important part of how we describe ourselves. So, how we experience a situation that we are in is very much in tune with how we are experiencing it in our body, right? So far, so good. Got it? Cool. So, can I just get your names? Because I can see Vashishta is here. Srijana am I pronouncing it correctly? Right. Sylvia, yes. Lendu, is that the right pronunciation?
My name's Selden. That's my mom's account.
Okay, your name is
Selden.
Selden.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have numbers in this. In Could you please tell me your name? I have numbers. I cannot. You're on mute. I think there's a connection issue. Fatima. Okay. Yes, got it. Great. So let's just start with probably. Great, Fatima. Thank you. She changed her name over there so that she didn't have to speak. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So let's just start with getting up first and understanding how are. I hope you have like paper and pen nearby you. Yeah. Paper, pen, art material if you want. Like, do you have all that nearby? Because great. I will be asking you to write down your thoughts. Great. So let's just see how our body reacts and how it affects our mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is just ask you to take on 3 different poses for a few minutes. That's it. So there's no movement involved. There's literally just sitting in a certain position or standing in a certain way. And we're just going to see what that does to your mind. Okay? Are we good to try? Yeah? Okay. So the first one is as you sit, just become as small as you can be with your head down, slouch your shoulders, just become as tiny, as small, as tight as you can be. Yes, very good. That's great. So we're going to stay like that for maybe 45 seconds. So I'm going to start a timer and we're going to stay like that for a few times. So just really small, really tight. You know, restrict your body and just go really deep down. Head down, slouch your shoulders. And we stay like that for some time. Great. That's good. Really down. And as you are in this position, I want you to be aware of how your body is feeling in this position. What are the thoughts that are coming into your mind? And how this position is making you feel mentally. What emotions come to your mind? So just keeping all this in mind, I want you to stay in that position and just be aware of how it makes you feel, how it makes your body feel. So Selden, if you're not doing it, maybe just see how your friends look like and see what that does to you. How their positions make you feel. Yeah? Okay, great. Now, immediately as you get up, start just jot down the words that come into your mind related to this position. How it makes you feel. What are the thoughts? What are the images? Just quickly write them down before it goes away from your mind. How it makes your body feel, what image into your mind, the words coming into your mind, how it makes you feel. Jot them down. We have any participants? Okay, done? Just when you're done, just give me a thumbs up. Srijana, are you done? Good. Okay, Kangam, welcome. Okay, I'll just give you a brief of what we are doing. We are trying to figure out how our body influences our mind. So we are taking 3 poses and seeing what that does to our mind. So we've just done the first one. Maybe join in for the second one and the third one, okay? Okay, so second one, I will require you to stand up. Uh, just slightly get your legs apart, just ever so slightly. Hands, your palms facing forward and looking straight ahead with a very straight back. Hands facing forwards and with your eyes closed. So on the count of 3 in that position, you close your eyes and I start the timer. 1, 2, and eyes closed, hands, palms facing forward. Again, Kangam, for you in this position, we are going to be aware of how our body is feeling. What are the thoughts that are coming into your mind in this position? What images come to your mind and how standing like this makes you feel, right? So let's just be in that position for some time. Again, for Selden, look at your friends. How, for those you can see, how does that make you feel? What image does this picture give to you? So staying in that position for some time and continue normal breathing. Okay, great. Now again, jot down. Right. What came to your mind, how your body felt, what are the images, what are the thoughts, how it made you feel. Immediately write it down. So before it goes away from your mind. And when you're done, give me a thumbs up. Just wait for Sylvia. Okay, are we ready for number 3? Okay, number 3. Again, we stand up. Now legs apart a little bit more. Yeah? Hands on your hips, making fists. So you make like good tight fists with hands on your hips, looking up, slightly up. Maybe one hand you can put like that if you want to, or you can just put them very strongly on your hips, looking up, and a little deeper breaths maybe. Looking straight up. And again, keep your eyes wide open. And in this position for another 45 seconds. And we start our time. Again, being very aware of how the body feels, how the mind is feeling, thoughts, images, how it makes you feel. So being aware of that and staying in that position for some time. Okay, great. Again, coming back and jotting down your thoughts, your images, your words, whatever comes to your mind. And then we're going to talk about what happened right there. So start jotting them down. Is Fatima's video stuck? Oh, Fatima, we're done. Oh, yeah, okay. She was really in that pose. She really got in. She forgot about everything else. That's great. She's just staying there like, I don't want to go. That's good, that's good. So let's start jotting down again how that made you feel, what thoughts came to your mind, what images. Again, when you're done, give me a thumbs up. Great. Good. Okay, who wants to go first? Who wants to tell me what they wrote? Who's brave enough to do that? Come on. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now see. Now I have to start calling out names. Okay. Let's. So on my screen, Srijana is the first. So Srijana, would you like to tell me what you've written? Wow. Okay. I think she.
For the first one,
Yeah. Let's start with the first one.
I wrote two words. One is warm,
Okay.
that's warm, and stretched.
Stretched. Okay. So anything else that came up while you were doing that? No? Okay. What about the second one?
Grounded and calm.
Okay. And number three?
It was like I had a kind of a floating experience.
Float experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Kangam, let's start with you. You've only done two. So let me hear what two and three did for you. I think she's stuck. Is Kangam here? Okay, while she, oh yeah, there she is. Video's moving again. Tangam, can you tell me what you wrote for, oh, okay, I'm not sure what's happening. So Sylvia, wait. We'll come, okay, no, Kangam's ready, okay.
I had a phone call, so sorry. Yeah. So I didn't do the first thing that you did. Yeah. So from the second one, my hands felt uncomfortable,
Okay.
and I was stressed. I am stressed out for my exams. So yeah, I was thinking about that itself.
Okay, okay. And what about number 3?
It was quite relaxing, and again, I was thinking about my exams.
Okay, your exams are like really taking up your
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not great, but I think you do really well.
Thank you. I hope so.
Okay, Vashishta, let's see what you've done.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one, I wrote constricted and embraced.
Hmm.
I wrote
Vashishta,
third. Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear any of that from the second one.
Now?
Yeah, now it's
No,
moving.
no.
Yeah, we're good now.
Second one, I wrote still, ready, and solid. I don't know. I felt ready about. Third one, I wrote proud, expanded, and stuck.
Okay. Sylvia. Sylvia, we're waiting. So yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Okay. The first thing I felt was on the first posture, I felt very uncomfortable because I was sitting in the chair and it was kind of stuffy and I wanted to just end the posture. And for the second one, I was feeling much better than the previous one. So I just wrote that only. I felt much better than the previous one. And then it was easy also. I was just standing. And then the third one, it was like relaxed and I was breathing. So I felt good.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay. So is Selden still here because I can't see her video. If she's still here, uh, if you could switch on your video and tell us what you saw, that would be really nice. Okay, so let me just, till she comes, let me just explain. So this is where mindfulness and body and mind, the connection is clear. When I place your body in 3 different situations or 3 different postures, it makes you feel differently in 3 different postures. And that's different for everybody. And that is the magic of mindfulness, and that is the magic of your body. Because what my body tells me in one posture is very different from what your body tells you in the other. So while some people felt relaxed in this, some also felt constricted. While some people felt calm in the second, others felt uncomfortable. So this is what I'm talking about, your body and mind connection. So when we talk about awareness, we often forget that a lot of our awareness and understanding comes from our body, and we forget to explore it. We forget to listen to our body. And that is what we try to do with dance movement therapy, with mindfulness, is listening to that part of the body which doesn't usually talk. Wait, oh yes, Fatima was there. I couldn't couldn't see Fatima, so I never asked her. I'm so sorry. Fatima, what
Uh,
did you?
that, I didn't write many things. I just wrote for the
One
first one.
word is enough.
Okay, for the first one, I felt warm and I was short of breath.
Okay.
And in the second one, I felt relaxed and I kept thinking about yoga for some reason. And in the third one, to be really honest, I got distracted because I caught some I saw something and then I started thinking about it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So again, the second one reminded her. It gave her an image of yoga. So often, how our body is will often trigger certain images in you. It's very funny because when you're angry, what happens to you when you're angry? Your body starts warming up. You start making these actions and you start going like, pacing up and down. But when you're happy, you don't see people doing happy like this. Hardly ever. So again, it is being aware of what your body does and how emotions and your body are also connected. Okay? We have Sheldon. Sheldon, what did you see? Tell me what you saw when you saw the three postures. You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that. For the first one, it was a fetal position, so it looked very nurturing. Second one, it felt like the person was more aware. And then the third one was something that was like very powerful, like it looked very strong.
What was very interesting was that while y'all were doing it, the first two seldom sat. But the second one, I kind of saw her going into this pose, like, I kind of like it. So again, the image, your images, that triggered something in her maybe, that she also was like, okay, let me try this one. I like all this. So that is how your bodies can affect each other also. Okay, so if we are, can we try to move a little bit more, maybe? So if we can just stand up, we're going to talk about the inside and the outside. So we have the core and we have the periphery. The core of our body is our torso. It is this area. And the periphery is our hands, there are feet, it's our head. So if we are dividing the body into core and periphery, I want you to explore how movements in each make you feel, what it makes you feel. So probably the first 2 minutes we will just move our core. So just movements of the torso, going up, down, side, out, in. So just moving your torso, maybe rolling down a little bit, coming back up. So just this part of the body we will move. We'll try not to move our hands too much, just as much as it moves. Okay, so maybe I'm going to just try and play a little music maybe to help you out. Let me see. Can you hear? Yeah. So just your core. Right? Your core. Just your torso. See how it moves. Keeping your hands restricted. As much as you want. Very basic. Can you hear me talk also? Yeah, okay. So just moving try not to move your hands too much. Just this part of your body. Like your head will go a little bit, but that's okay. Basically, this is our spine. Just our spine, our core, where our energy comes from just moving that direction. As much as you want to move it, as little as you want to move it. Shoulders coming down a little bit. That's also part of your core. Very really try. Now let's move to the periphery. Periphery is the outside. So we move our hands, just our hands, our feet. So restricting the core movement. We try not to move our core too much. So just maybe our hands, our legs, fingers. Very, very much periphery. Moving. As much as little as you want to. Sometimes just go for very little movements of your fingers. Absolute periphery. So just your periphery. Great, excellent, excellent, very good. Being very aware of what's happening to you while you're moving. That's good. Excellent. Keep moving, keep moving. Great, good. Excellent. Beautiful movements, everybody. All right. Now we come to part 3, which is where we are going to use our core and our peripheries together. So we're going to try and make the movement originate here. So if we are doing our hands and our body, if we put our core and our periphery together, what happens there? So we're going to try and bring it in, originated from the stomach, from where your core is. All right? So let's start that. So again, from your core, just start with very simple movements, and then make it bigger. But getting your core and your periphery together. Very good. Exploring levels, maybe going up, down. See what excellent, excellent, very good. Just what you want to do, you don't need to Very good. Let's come back. All right. Now, come back, come back, come back. Okay. What's happening in your body? What was more comfortable? Let's start with Sylvia this time. What happened when you were moving just your core? What happened when you were moving just your peripheries, and what happened when you were mixing it all together? Tell me.
It was I felt I don't know. I felt free when I started moving the entire thing, and
Right.
then first I was very stiff because I couldn't just move my thing, so that was it.
Okay. Let's see. Fatima, let's see what you have to say.
Oh, in the first one, I was not very comfortable because I could not move my hands. But
Mm-hmm.
I think when I started moving the core and like coordinating the core and the periphery together, then it was much more comfortable.
Okay. Srijana.
When I was doing just the core, I was feeling uncomfortable because I just had my snacks and drank tea, so it
Okay,
was
so like
my stomach was very full, so it was like kind of uncomfortable. But with the hands, I felt like relaxed and free. So yeah.
okay. Vashishtha.
I liked the core one
You
better.
like the one, okay?
And last one was fine. It was nice. It was interesting.
Okay. Kangam.
The core one was kind of painful because I have back problem. So, but the last one was quite nice. Like I stretched and stuff. So yeah, it was comfortable and soothing.
Okay. So what's interesting is that when you do a lot of your core movements, there's a lot of breathing movement. It's a lot like taking a breath. You always come back to this. It's always in relation to your breath. When you're doing periphery, just your periphery, often it's not in relation to breath. You're breathing differently, but you're moving differently. But when you're bringing it all together, you all must know that our movement, everything originates from here. This is where our core is. Energy radiates from here. So when you are moving from your core, it comes internally. And that sort of mindfulness, that sort of awareness of your body. So, there's often this thing, we kind of tend to disconnect our core from our body at times. And what I found was everybody loved it when we were doing core and periphery together. Not just, some found core relaxing also, but for most people it's not because we are not used to moving our core that much. We hardly make movements like this in day-to-day life. But we're doing periphery all the time. Picking up a bottle, I'm, holding my phone, calling, this is all periphery. But when do we connect our core? In sessions like these. So that's when you kind of get your connection, like, oh, okay. So that's how movement happens. It's interesting when it comes in from the core. Like it's almost like a cell that's breathing. And then the movements become bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it kind of becomes crazy. Selin, thoughts as an observer.
just looked clean.
Louder.
Yeah, it looked free.
Which one looked free?
All of it.
All of it. Okay, that's great. But okay, so what I noticed was we were doing core, everybody other than I think Vashishta was a little bit uncomfortable. Because we're like, what is happening? I don't move this part often. How do I move it? What is when you were moving periphery, everybody was like, this is still better. But so much came out when you put it together. It was, I mean, I was moving, but I was basically looking at what you're doing, so I couldn't turn around. But that was so freeing for me to watch because everybody went into the zone. Like everybody, like, yeah, let's do this. This is so much fun. And so, when you listen to your body and let your body move, your body will say a lot. It is going to move a lot more than you know. And it has its own way of speaking. When you move, your body speaks to you. Because all these are movements that you did. I did not tell you to do any of it. You did these movements. That's your body telling you, okay, now I want to do this to my hand. I want to do this. I want to do this. Kangam wanted to stretch. She did a lot of stretching. So that's what her body wanted. So we need to be able to listen to our body sometimes. We often don't understand what our body gives us signals. Kangam, because you have exams, when you write your exam very long, do you get pain here? That's your body telling you you're stressed out. So all our stress tends to accumulate here and here. This is called a stress band. That's when you get pain when you're like super stressed. So your body gives you signals. It's just for you to pick up on them. Okay. Now, okay, so let me see how much time do we have. Okay, we have good 10 minutes to go. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to tell you to do now is a very common mindful activity, which we do very often in mindfulness. It's when we kind of connect our senses to mindfulness. So what I'm going to ask you to do is think of a place, any place, a place that makes you happy or any like maybe the place you are in at the moment. I leave it to you. Any place that you want to. It can be a room, it can be a friend's house, it can be a season, it can be a city, it can be a house, it can be a movie theater, it can be anything that gives you a lot of happiness. A place which you can call my happy place. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is connect your senses with that place. So when you think of the place, what sights does come to your mind? What are the images? When you think of that place, what are the sounds that come to your mind? What sounds do you relate that place to? What are the smells that you relate that place to? So we have sight, sound, smell, touch. What are the tactile sensations that happen when you think of that space? And also, now I am adding the fifth one, which is what happens to your body when you think of that place. So when you're thinking of senses, it is a bodily thing already. But if there is anything else that you want to add to it, okay? So let's just, before we start journaling, let's just close our eyes. I'm just going to help you get into your place a little bit. And then we're going to start journaling. So maybe, okay, I'm going to put on some music. I love music. Do you want music or do you want just my voice?
Just your voice.
Just my voice? Okay. I kind of love music, so that may not be with everybody. So let's just close our eyes and taking a few very deep breaths, breathing in And breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. And with the next 5 breaths, we are going to relax. So, breath 1 and relax. And number 2, breathing in and relax. Breathing in, release any tension in your body and out. Breathing in and out. And let's now focus as we breathe. Let us think of that space that makes us happy. Picture your happy place. Picture it very clearly. And now, what do you see in your happy place? Think of the sights that you see. It may be as many as you want. But what are the first things that pops up in front of your face, in front of your eyes, when you think of your happy place? And then we move on to what do we hear? Be aware of what you hear when you think of your happy place. What are the sounds that come to your mind when you think of your place? Again, they may be as many as you want. What do you smell when you think of your happy place? Think of the smells that come to you, that you can smell so clearly even when you're thinking about it. And finally, what are the tactile sensations that you feel? What sensations do you feel on your skin? Maybe it is what you feel under your feet. Maybe it is what you feel on your hand or your cheek or any part of the body. What tactile sensation do you have? And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and write down all these 4 things. What you saw, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you touch. We can also look into taste, but if you can associate any taste with your happy place, that's great. But taste is not something we often can. So when you're ready, you can start jotting down what your senses tell you. And you can give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay. Fatima's ready, Vashishta's ready. We'll just wait for the others. Srijana is done writing. Okay, that's great. So Sylvia is also done. Kangam done. So Sheldon is just left. That's fine. You can take all the time you need. No rush. Okay. So let's start with Vashishta now.
I saw myself sitting in this grassy area that I once went, filled with grass, and it was sunset, so I could see the clouds, the silver lining. It was quite windy, so the cool breeze was hitting my face, and I could smell the freshness of the grass and like a certain perfume that I know. And tactile wise, I felt cold, but I was happy.
Okay. Sheldon, let's come to you.
Can I go later? Hello, can I go later?
Okay, if you want to go later, sure. Fatima?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. So there is this place above my house. So it's like a shed. So above that there is this tina shed. So that is where we put our laundry on a sunny day. So I love going to that place. So what I saw was the landscape which I often see when I go there, the Darjeeling skyline and everything, and the smell because we dry our clothes there. It's always the smell of laundry and freshly laundered clothes, and the touch. It's because the tina is not smooth. It's like groovy like that. So it's a little difficult. So that is what I was reminded of. And I don't hear anything in particular because it's an open space, but I do hear it's like that a quiet I don't know, nothing in particular, but generally the neighbors speaking or the dog barking, the neighbor's dog barking, and just the general, I don't know, humming noise of the nature. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Kanga, let me come to you.
Yeah, so I was in my flat in Bangalore, and okay, so the first thing that came in front of me was my bedroom,
Okay.
and then there was a view from the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
It was evening time and it was raining, so the smell was of the rain, that certain kind of smell the rain gave. Yeah. And then I could hear vehicles. Also, we usually play songs, so yeah, those songs. And then I could feel the texture of the chair that I was sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
And the floor. And I could feel the wind as well.
Okay. Thank you. Sylvia.
Okay, what I could see was my room. I could imagine my room because right now I'm in my room, and so whenever I have a very tiring day, so I just want to go back to my room, and the first thing I see is the bed, and I just want to lay down. So in the morning also I see my window, and then um, I always hear, like, I always listen to music. So whenever I'm alone, I put on some music, and then my house is just above the road, so I hear a lot of noise all the time, different noises, mostly people. And then right now I could feel my feet is very cold right now. I don't know why, because I'm just sitting here in the chair. So that coldness in my feet, I could feel it when I was just closing my eyes. And then yeah, I am in a very comfortable posture right now in my chair and table, which I mostly spend time here. So this is what I felt. Okay,
Okay,
that's
thank you. Selin, do you want to go now or absolutely at the end? At the end? Okay. So we have only Srijana left then.
Um, my happy place was it's in my balcony. It's early in the morning. I wake up really early, and then there is this break of dusk. It's like it's bluish, and it's just before sunrise, and so it's very quiet, and it's just I hear the birds singing and all that. Um, I think that's my happy place. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you smell and tactile sensations that you have?
I don't have smell, but I have a color. It's like it's bluish and kind of orangish feeling. I have, yeah.
Okay,
I don't have smell or touch, but I have colors.
that's great.
And yeah.
Okay, thank you. Finally, Selden.
So the place was, so we'd gone for a trip, and so the setting of the place is, it's got long fresh leaves, long fresh grasses, and it's got flowers of reddish color, and the smell is of mud because the season was monsoon, and the weather is cold, and the texture is of wood.
Of wood. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, one of the best ways to become mindful at any situation is to bring your focus to your senses. The fact is, we don't often realize how much our senses remember. We always think that our brain remembers. Remembering memory is a brain activity. I mean, we all tell our parents, do Sudoku, do crosswords, it'll improve your memory. But we don't realize how much our body and our senses pick up on and how much they remember. Because all that you did, all that you remembered today were through your senses. We were not remembering events or situations, we were remembering sensations. So every situation, there is a sensation that it happens. And that sensation is built up in your muscle memory, in your body's memory. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult. You would really have to think, okay, like, what can I relate this place to with my eyes? With my eyes is still easy because it's something we use a lot. We're very used to using our eyes. But what do we smell when we think of that place? I mean, it hardly ever crosses your mind. You never really focus on, okay, let me see what I smell. But your smell, it picks it up, it remembers. What do I hear so distinctly? It picks it up. What do I feel? Tactile. Like we feel the wind all the time, but the fact that we remember that this place, the wind made me feel like this, but or that I associate the feeling of the wind to this place, that your tactile sensation picks up and remembers. So we again don't realize how much our body does for us. And honestly, that's how we are built. That's how we are born. That's how we are brought up. It's not our fault. But it's just getting used to the idea that, okay, maybe, let's do what our body says. So there are days when your body will say, like, okay, I just feel like moving. Put on some music and dance, or just jump around. You'll feel good. Or there are days that, you cannot get yourself to get up from your bed. We've all had those days. I had that day before yesterday. I did not want to get up from bed. So you just kind of pull yourself up, do everything mechanically, and go back to bed again. That's your body saying, I don't want to do anything today. That's not your mind. Partially your mind, yes, but that's a lot your body. When your body starts paining, that's your body saying, stop, no more, enough. That's all for now. So this mind and body connection, it's, initially research, people used to believe mind is a separate entity, body is a separate entity. But there's so much research and so much coming out now, which says that your mind and body cannot be separated. And when we talk about movement, when we talk about art, when we talk about journaling or writing impromptu, it brings out what we call symbolic part of yourself, the part of yourself which you're not aware of. When you're when you're moving, or when you're just suddenly asked to draw, it brings out what's already inside you, and you don't realize it. It brings out what's in your unconscious, which is why now we are doing a lot of exploration and research on expressive arts therapy, which looks into music therapy, which looks into art therapy, which looks into drama therapy, dance movement therapy, even for children, play therapy. What you play with, how you play with, what you like playing with, tells you a lot about your inner self. So that is what we are trying to kind of build and maybe bring awareness to, and just connect with ourselves a little differently. Because when we talk about mindfulness, because my entire this workshop is mindful movements, it's all about how you are aware of your movement and how that makes you feel in the present, because your body reacts to every situation differently and it gives you a cue of what is happening. So when we are, let's say, in a public transport and a very questionable character comes and sit next to us, you'll see our body stiffening up. We don't probably realize that, but your body will stiffen up. Your hands will become clenched. You'll probably start clenching your jaws. So your body is reacting. Your body is very much reacting to the situation. It is bringing your awareness to that part of your body, bringing your awareness to your body. That is basically what I do, what I'm trying to help you do. So that's, I think, our time. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope it wasn't all that bad. And I hope you enjoyed. I know it's not easy to just suddenly tell you to start moving. It's quite daunting, but I think, it's movement is very innate. We start moving before we start talking, and somewhere as we grow older and wiser, we kind of forget how much movement is necessary and how much we can connect with ourselves through movement. So I just wanted to kind of take you back to it. Oh, we have Shivang back again. Hi. So thank you for being a part of this journey with me, of this small experience. It's been a pleasure, and it was beautiful to see you move. And I think that is the best experience, and that is the biggest joy that I have, is when you start moving, and so beautifully that too. So thank you. Anybody wants to say anything? Oh, thank you, Fatima.
So thank you so much, Charity, for taking this amazing class. And so for me, like, who has experienced Charity's class physically, I can only say that it goes on to be better, because I don't think so she can do a lot of things that we did. I think there was a special exercise which I enjoyed a lot. That was with those balls. Do you remember? We did this catching instinct thing with different ball textures. So what she taught us was like how our body reacts to different materials, right? Because we had a soft ball, we had a plastic ball, and I think the other one was
Tennis.
tennis ball. a tennis ball. So three of them come at different speeds, right? So our body was reacting at different speeds to catch them. So I think one of the most important things what I learned from the class was like we feel a lot of things, right? And a lot of things go unnoticed. Our body is telling us a lot of things, but a lot of things go unnoticed. And I think what this class is going to teach you is to how to deconstruct the feelings that you're feeling, right? So I think she gave us this very interesting exercise. So you can just do that as well. Like once you're just sitting down, just breathe and try to feel everything that you're feeling at the moment. Because like even right now, like I'm sitting down in this chair and my bottom is touching the chair, but I'm very unaware of it. And my like feet are touching the ground, but I'm unaware of like how it is feeling. Like it's feeling cold, it's feeling warm. Am I feeling sweaty, uncomfortable, or comfortable? Like I may be feeling uncomfortable, but like my body, like my mind will ignore it because I'll have 100 other problems to think about. And my mind will take it like to the fact that like just ignore that problem. But like just sit down for 5 minutes and like try to deconstruct everything. Try to deconstruct the small feelings. And I guess that is what mindfulness is about. So I hope you guys enjoyed the class, and I hope you join in next time as well. And I think Shairi D deserves applause for the amazing class that she did. So thank you so much, Shairi, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Lovely having and lovely meeting everybody.